Live from Honest to God Baseball Games, it's Pod by the River, episode 93, presented by Beyond the Monster. I am your host today, Ed Hand, and I am joined by the King of Iowa and also their number one export, Hogdale. How you doing, Hoggy?
I'm doing pretty good, and you know what? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. He remembered
are.
to say presented by Beyond the Monster. They said it couldn't be done. They genuinely said it couldn't be done.
I thought about, I had a big decision to make this episode, and that was, do I want Hogdale screaming at me because I don't say that to be a bit for the entire season, or do I want to just do it? And today I decided to do it, but I might not next time. Maybe I'll forget about it. I don't know. But it's good to be with you, Hoggy. It's good to be with you. We've also got the one and only Florida man who just happens to live in New York, Ryan Brady.
What's up? I appreciate the introduction. Yes, it is not as nice as Florida, but don't worry, because I was blacked out of watching the Red Sox today. So love it. So,
love that. Yeah,
it's great. Great start.
Yeah. No, that was a really. I mean, it was great for me personally because I didn't have to like sync up Fubo with my TV and be like 20 minutes behind the actual broadcast. Like that doesn't happen often. It was just on. It wasn't even on basic cable. It was just on Channel 7. But I'm pretty sure that was just for people that live really close to Boston and nobody else, unfortunately.
I guess maybe it's shame on me when I pay $200 a year for MLB extra innings and I pay an extra $40 a month to have NESN via DirecTV. I thought that would be enough to be able to watch the Red Sox. My bad.
Fuck you.
You would think so. I think you should write them a strongly worded email. That is my advice there.
I'll think
you blacked out of a spring training game.
Right.
One of the most filthy work I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
In what universe?
Great start, guys. Thanks.
And last but not least, we've got a full crew today. We're joined by the monster of New Jersey.
Hello.
Alex Bregman. Justin MLB.
Hey.
What's up, Justin?
I'm good, man. A little hungover.
Oh yeah.
Got some. What
were you getting into last night?
Just dinner with the boys. Birthday dinner with the boys. Not my birthday dinner, someone else's birthday. But
did you go to the Bada Bing?
No. That place exists, right? It's a real place.
I do. I've been to it before. I did a Sopranos tour with my dad.
Satin Dolls is what it's called. Yeah. No, we didn't go there though. And I got some new doorknobs this week, so I'm having a pretty good week, I think.
No, you're looking good. You're looking handsome.
Thank you.
You look youthful. You look like. I feel like Japan was good for you.
Japan was amazing for me. Yeah, I'll never stop bringing up Japan. I'm gonna move there with my wife. We're gonna learn Japanese, and I'm just gonna, I guess, be the guy that shoves all the people into the subway cars.
Nice.
I think that's a really cool job. Yeah.
That seems like a pretty how tall are you in real life, Justin? Because in my mind you're like 6'5", but it's kind of hard to tell from.
No, I'm definitely 6'5". Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. So you're like a super giant amongst the Japanese.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I felt like I was 6'5" in Japan when I'm really 5'10", but it was
the new 5'10".
Yeah, I had
6'5".
I don't know. I'm looking at your Sox prospects page. It's saying 6'4" here. So
that's
I don't
true.
know.
That's what I thought.
All right. So I might be off by a couple inches, but
who isn't? Come on.
Yeah. Those inches matter, boys. But yeah.
Anyways, Red Sox
professional podcast
trading games. That's pretty cool. It's right now. It's Sunday the 23rd. We got to see the debuts of both Garrett Crochet and Alex Bregman. I feel like that's a good place to start. I know you guys didn't get to really see them too much, but Crochet struck out a bunch of guys. I had forgotten what an ace looked like. That's, I get it. I get it. I get it with Crochet. I get why people are so enamored with him. I didn't realize this. He skipped the minor leagues. Like entirely.
Really?
That's pretty much. And he was a full-time reliever in college. So this is
he went straight to the majors. The last guy to do it prior to him was Mike Leake, if you remember Mike Leake.
Hey, he was a guy.
Yeah.
Hey, good.
He was certainly a guy. Yeah.
I will say, Ryan Brady last week, with Jared Crobbs made such an astute point when he said, last year going into the season, Lucas Giolito was slated to be your number one. And like now you look at Garrett Crochet and like, man, that's your number one, huh? Like, oh fuck. Like this is slated to be a fun year, man. Like Crochet, your number one, how your number two. I mean, dude.
You know what's funny? Those are both Giolito and Crochet are both opening day starters for the White Sox. They have both at one point in their career done that.
Thank you, Chicago White Sox. Truthfully, like, have the Chicago White Sox become to us what the Oakland Athletics were to the Yankees, or what the Minnesota Twins were to the Yankees? Like, the argument is there to be made. Like, they're definitely like our farm development system for our ace pitchers. Like, at least in this era.
Noah Schultz. We should be on Noah Schultz watch pretty soon. These next couple of years, we're just gonna pillage them like we do every single time we need an ace. Pillage their women, their children, stack their heads in the form of a pyramid. Noah Schultz, future Red Sox, probably say 2030. So
Yeah, I feel like the Yankees did this a lot with the Pirates also. I'm just remembering how they got Jarrett Cole. He was with the Pirates originally. Jameson Talon was with them for a bit. I feel like a lot of teams have been the Yankees farm system.
A's too. A's have Trinan, Lucherino. It's funny because they had a good relationship with the A's, making all these trades and such. And the one guy that they pretty much didn't get was Medelson. When they probably could have, but
he'd have been a monster at Yankee Stadium. But also like Marlins for Giancarlo Stanton, Jazz Chisholm. Like they really pick on these low budget guys.
It's very funny, like how bad like the Yankees have been at like getting the extremely high end free agents who would have like probably gotten them to a World Series. They saw like Corey Seager when they desperately needed a shortstop. Were like, pass. Bryce Harper during his free agency period, he wanted to be a Yankee, and they're like, pass. That guy sucks. Manny Machado would have been the perfect Yankee. Pass. This guy fucking reeks. And you still haven't won anything. How's the homegrown talent treating you?
Hey, Justin, not only are you onto something with Noah Schultz, I just realized something between Noah Schultz, Chris Sale, and also Garrett Crochet, not only from the White Sox, not only are they promising pitchers at the time of and young.
Caucasian, yes.
8 million feet tall.
All very white, yes.
And they're also all very left-handed.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to be
a
left-handed starting pitcher who's very good. And you also have to have 2 years of control left. I don't make the rules. It's just the way it is. When you acquire them, you get 2 years. That's just the rules. I don't make them. It's just the way it is.
I wonder, is he even on the 40-man yet?
He's not on their 40-man yet.
All right, so we have time. They can pretty much kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of, I don't know. They could figure it out though for sure.
The funniest thing to me about like Crochet was like I found out like he threw like 10 sinkers in the second half of last year, and it was like one of the dirtiest pitches in all of baseball. And it's like got this dude and Andrew Bailey pitching coach. This dude hates the 4-seam fastball like more than the average person hates Nazis. Like this dude is going to be pumping in
especially these
days every fucking day.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, it's going to be like Dr. Frankenstein's monster, man. Seriously, that's what it's going to be.
He's putting up prime Pedro numbers this year. Mark it down. So you motherfuckers better extend him over the end of spring training. I'll be livid.
Yeah,
I'm really glad you brought that up, right? Because I want an extension now, right?
Me too.
However, I'm not going to go into panic mode until opening day of next season. If the Red Sox want to be dumb and they want to wait, or maybe even Crochet himself, right? When it wants to wait. If it's the end of spring training next year, then I'm in full panic mode. Right now, it would be nice, but I could understand if Crochet is like, if I'm going to accept a deal, it's probably not going to be a deal as rich as I would want, because maybe you want to see a little bit more, you know what I mean? To commit, but I'll give it a year. That's all you're going to get. You get a year, and they better pony up because, I'm already in love with them.
I won't. I won't panic by opening day. I'll give you till the All-Star break of this season. If you let him go a full season where he's dominant, that price tag just tripled. Like what? Like you could probably get him like right now, maybe like 25 mil a year AAV, or like with incentives, maybe where it bumps up to 30 mil a year for like 6 years. Maybe do like You're like 6,150 with incentives would be like 6,180. You could probably do that.
But
And if you let him cook, if you let him go out and have the year they think he's going to have and he dominates, all of a sudden that's what 35, 40 mil a year AAV he's going to be asking for.
Yeah.
For 8 years. That's 8 years, 320 million.
That's Henry's problem, right? That's their problem. That's not really. I still think if he looks right, I think they'll pony up the money. The age is the big thing, right? That was my whole point of. I actually prefer the trade for Crochet than a free agent signing of Max Fried because of the age, right? I feel like they're willing to jump in the deep end of the pool. If you're going to be proactive, you sign him now, right? If you want to play the waiting game to make sure that he looks like he can hold up over 162, it's going to cost you, right? Like, yep, it's going to tag it. That's their problem, not ours.
Have the courage of your conviction. You already spent the prospect capital. They already think he's an ace. They think he's one of the best pitchers in the league.
Doesn't mean you can't find common ground, though.
Bam.
It also doesn't mean that Crochet wants to do it. That's what it comes down to because from what you're saying, Hogdale, and from what I know about Garrett Crochet, he seems like someone pretty confident betting on himself. So why would he leave money on the table by signing now? Like, what incentive does he have if he really thinks that this is what he is going to be? Why
did this topic fall out of air? Where did this topic come from? Why is this topic even a thing? Or what? Because he literally fucking came out and was like, I have mutual interest in an extension. If you can't get it done with mutual interest in a fucking extension, then yeah, Craig, maybe you just suck at this.
Maybe he changed his mind.
Your ass.
Maybe he changed his mind. He thought, you know what?
Maybe he changed his mind because he got a fucking insulting offer that was probably like 5 years, 100 million. Maybe that's why.
But
just like Passage changed his mind after they probably sent him a fucking insulting offer. Be a real baseball team. Holy shit.
Hold on. Here's the only thing is, what if his interest is 8 years, 35 million per? Right? I'm interested in an extension. I'm willing to, but I don't even know how many teams would sign that deal now.
You said 8 years, 35 a year. I just wonder how much is that?
That's like almost the Garrett Cole contract.
Right.
Yeah, it's 280 million. Which honestly, that sounds legit. If he's going to be out, you're out of that when he's like 34. That.
But what if that's his interest? Right. I'm open to an extension, provided it's in the very expensive part of, with which case I still think something gets done. I don't think they give all this away. It might cost them more, but as long as it gets done, cool. I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to allow myself. I'm going to enjoy the moment that I have.
I have a question. What is the difference between Garrett Crochet before he's about to sign this extension and Yoshinobu Yamamoto before he signed the deal with the Dodgers? They're both 25.
I believe that Crochet is 8 inches taller than him. More.
He's also lefty.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm saying, like, so why, like, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying I would give him the Yamamoto contract, but why wouldn't he look to the Yamamoto contract and be like, this is what I want? Is he right in doing that?
I don't disagree with that. In fact, I think Crochet is less of a risk than Yamamoto just physically.
Yeah.
I hated the Yamamoto contract. I think that's awfully, like, that is just craziness to assume a dozen years starting pitchers hold up like Ed Hand in Tucson, Arizona heat in August, right? It's not going to go well.
Years wise, it's a lot, but like
it is a lot.
AAV is 27 million a year.
I don't care about the money.
Like
I care about the term. It's like the term.
But it's like the Dodgers. Why would you give a shit about the term if you're the Dodgers?
No.
Yeah,
also,
true.
Crochet probably isn't going to want that kind of term because he'll probably want to hit free agency when he's 30.
Yeah,
that's a 5-year extension. Like, say if he wants to hit free agency when he's 30.
So, all right, let me look for something else here.
Let's just make the deal, guys. Why don't just make the deal? Get it right. Submit it.
So with the Yamamoto like AAV 27 mil. So it's 27 times 8. That's 216. Like, if you want to make that the high end of, like, if he hits his incentives, it's like 216 million over like 8 years. I'm fine with that. Maybe like with a base of 180. I do that in a second.
What's stopping Crochet though from saying he wants more than that?
Nothing.
There's just, does he want the security or not? If he wants the security, he'll take the deal. I mean, Thing is, when he was saying like he wanted an extension when he was still with Chicago, I can completely understand like, well, he's lying, and that's fine. He's still talking about like mutual interest in extension post trade already on his new team. Like, unless you're saying he's just right now a filthy liar, which maybe he is. Maybe
he's but he's also said that he wanted, like, maybe he'll play it out and see what he can do with a full season and then reevaluate. He has said that as well.
After their first negotiation, where again, I cannot stress this enough, the Red Sox probably gave him a disgusting dog shit insulting offer.
All right. Counterpoint: Justin did this, not me. I'm blaming Justin, not me. Justin drew, analogy between Chris Sale, right, and Garrett Crochet. How did the Sale extension work out?
He was 32.
Yeah,
he was much older than. He was much older.
But my point being is, if you said, I want to get 2 amazing years, let's see what happens. We want him, but if he leaves, as long as they're committed to winning, you're always going to get more prospects, right? You're always going to be developed. That's a Lou Merlone thing, right? Not everyone has to come up and play for the Boston Red Sox. As long as you're willing to do it, I don't know what his open to extension means, right? There's I'm open to relocating for a job, right? That's a very loose term, right? What does that mean? If I want Yamamoto's deal, if that's what I'm talking about, then no, right? That would be crazy. I hope
they're going to end up paying almost twice that if they
that's their problem.
Do what he do. Like, I'm just saying, like, okay,
I can't even watch the games now.
Okay, right? Fine. Then you're going to give him, okay, you don't want to give him Yamamoto money now. Okay, cool. You're going to give him like twice the amount of whatever Wheeler money was like 5 years ago. Like, okay,
probably
that's the risk.
Yeah,
like put your nuts on the table. Do you believe in what you see or not?
It doesn't have to be their problem though. Like they could just iron out a fair contract now, and it doesn't have to be their problem. And then you iron out a contract for 6 or 7 years, call it, and then he starts the All-Star game this year, next year. Let's just say that's fucking awesome.
By the way,
I like that scenario
with the prospect thing. Have the Red Sox ever developed a pitcher that is as good as Garrett Crochet?
No, Roger
ever.
Clemens.
And I mean ever.
Roger Clemens.
Yeah,
as good.
So just him.
I mean,
okay.
Clay Gonzalez was supposed to be
Cy Young back in the year 1912.
Lefty Grove, I think, was developed by the Red Sox. Yeah.
When did Roger come up? Because he played forever. What in the
John
80s?
Lester?
Ooh, Brady. Yeah.
Let's say 85.
I love Lester. He's not as good as Crochet. Like in terms of talent.
Crochet hasn't done it yet. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sure Crochet is better than last year.
You're right. You know what? They should treat him like John Lester, like not pay him and then let him walk. They should do that. That's a great idea, Ed. Great idea.
In fairness, Hogdale did say in terms of talent.
Yeah, in terms of talent, like I'm sorry. Like John Lester's amazing. I love John Lester. He's like in terms of talent, he's not as good as Garrett Crochet is.
As far in terms of talent,
was John Lester pumping 98 fucking high up in the zone? I don't think he was.
Yeah, you're right.
He did 98. Lester when he was young, yeah.
Really?
Craig Hansen had
when he first came up, he was hitting high 90s.
Yeah, but he wasn't sitting. He wasn't sitting at 98 like Crochet.
Well, yeah, he also never got Tommy John surgery his entire career.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, everybody's getting that now. So
like Crochet sits 98. Like Crochet sits 98, and like when on highest effort, he can touch 101 or 100. I don't think John Lester was doing that. I love John Lester.
I don't know if that's a good thing for a starter. I really don't.
Well, no, if you're throwing 100 every pitch, that's bad. If you're sitting 96, 98, that's the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm. If you could dial it up to 100 at any given moment, like Paul Skeens or whoever else, like I love that.
You shouldn't be DeGrom pumping 101 every pitch. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Nolan Ryan had absolutely no problem doing it, so I don't see what.
Nolan Ryan didn't have any ligaments in his elbow, and he was still doing it somehow.
Yeah.
He was like full R.A. Dickey by the end of his career.
Why is
he just powered by rage?
He should totally be the head of the conditioning for the Boston Red Sox.
Nolan Ryan?
Yeah.
He should be the head of the Fight Club.
No, not R.A. Dickey. Nolan Ryan. Yes, bring them both in. I want Nolan Ryan.
Step 1, do not have an elbow ligament. Get rid of it. Cut it out.
Take it out.
Yeah.
It's just going to slow you down anyway. Yeah.
I have a question. If I was a pitching coach, right? Yeah. I would just teach Aroldis Chapman how to throw a knuckleball.
Yeah, just
and
like
he'd be the greatest pitcher of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, just like once every 50 pitches, random knuckleball out of nowhere. Dude, it would be so effective.
Random and then 104. Yeah, no, I mean,
104 knuckleball.
no. He could throw like a knuckleball like 80, like R.A. Dickey, but then just pump up like 104 the next pitch and just absolutely obliterate any. It doesn't matter who's in the box. I that's what I would do. And maybe Crochet, like maybe we could get him on the knuckleball program too. Just anybody that throws really, really
You should
fast.
just have it in the back pocket because why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Exactly.
keep it in the back of their mind. Stress
You
them
need
out.
you need a fuck it pitch. There's nothing better than a fuck it pitch than a knuckleball.
The old
Ed,
Ephus.
are there any prospects that you know of
Zach Greinke did that all the time.
in
Ephus.
any minor league
Yeah.
system right now who's currently exclusively a knuckleball pitcher?
I don't think exclusively. There was, I mean, there's Matt Waldron on the Padres throws a knuckleball, but he's got some other stuff also. I think there's another prospect.
not-
I'm forgetting the name of the guy, but
I don't want throws.
it's kind of a lost art.
It's
No,
it's sad that it is a lost art. I want more knuckleballers. They're the
Hell
best.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want that back. Ed, get on the horn. Call somebody, please.
Well, I do
Rich
have
Hill.
another. There is another guy that made his debut today for the team in spring training. At least he had a pretty good game. Alex Bregman
Who?
went 3 for 3. He
Good prospect.
homered. He missed a second homer just barely twice. One of them went like 10 feet foul, and the other one was off the top of the wall. He looked the part. I didn't really see much with his defense one way or the other to make me feel to change my opinion on where he should be playing. But the bat's gonna play wherever they put him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him, like 45 doubles, 30 homers, something like that. Like if you told me that was what he was doing at the end of the season, if he's healthy, I'd be like, yeah, no, that checks out. I didn't realize he was such a pull hitter. Like, man, he was just going after the
Perfect.
wall.
Perfect.
He's
Yeah.
gonna be great. He's gonna be so good.
Yeah. He is. I can't wait, man. I really can't wait.
At third base too.
Yeah, maybe he'll be third base. Maybe he won't. We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe.
What's the pulse check real quick on that one?
I have no idea what the pulse check is. Raffy isn't in games yet, so
No, I just want to know.
it's tough to
No,
say.
I want your pulse check, right?
My pulse check, like
Yeah,
what I want. Do you mean like what I want to happen?
I want to know how this shakes out, right? I want you to go look at your crystal ball, right? Justin, you can look at whatever ball
I
you
need
want.
Hogdale to promise not to reach through his computer screen again. I don't want to die. I really don't.
How you be
No,
nice?
what I think is going to happen is that Raffy's going to have a fire under his ass. The defense is going to be a bit better than what we're used to. They're going to end up playing him at third. They're going to put Bregman at second. Campbell's going to start the season at AAA and be up in the majors before the end of the month of April. That is what I think is going to happen.
And then what
They're gonna tell
happens?
him, I think somebody gets hurt and Campbell either plays the outfield or he plays second base. It really depends on who gets hurt.
So you think Devers gets to play third?
I think at least initially. I don't know if he's going to stay there for that long. We'll see how his shoulders hold up. But I think that just for there are a couple of factors here. I think one, you don't want to put the pressure on the rookies if you don't have to. And Hogdale and I differ here because I know that it's all full go for him. But for me, at least on this, it's kind of like the first 2 weeks, everybody's figuring out how to play with each other anyway. So if you're not there for that period, I don't care. Like, it's fine. Let the veterans get used to each other, figure out who actually belongs there and who shouldn't be there. And then when you need that first jolt of energy, the team hits a slump or something like that, you need a jolt of energy, you bring one of them up. They hit another slump, you bring another one up. You kind of have that. You have that in your, it's like having the mushrooms in Mario Kart to boost you a little bit when you lose the lead a little bit. And it just takes the pressure off of them. Like, I don't, like Tristan Cassis was a little bit of a freak in that I never felt weird about him playing through that first month slump that he had in 2023 when he hit like, what was it, like 115 or something. Like for somebody like that, it's like, okay, he doesn't care though, and he's not listening to any of this. I don't know how that's going to be with Anthony. I don't know how that's going to be with Campbell. I think that they're great. I think they're going to be stars, but if it's not necessary to put them in that position, I don't really see the point of doing it.
What about you guys? How do you think it shakes out? Opening day.
I mean, no, Justin, you go first.
If there's no injuries, right? Like
Devers is the third baseman with the shortest leash I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He has a bad month, like just really bad month, and he's just kind of, we know how he gets when it gets in his own head. He starts to kill himself, like mentally, after making mistakes. The errors pile up. I think they get it. They get 1 month in and they take it month by month and they say, look, it's time. We have someone who's a better third baseman to put him there, to replace you. The only thing I really see an issue with is what do you do with Yoshida?
Left field.
Because I see it's like cutting your nose to spite your face. I don't, you know, if you're gonna make the defense is not gonna get better. It's gonna stay the same. If you put Bregman at third and then you put Yoshida in left field, why do that at the expense of angering your star player? And like a lot of people will be like, it shouldn't matter. He should move no matter what. Like he should be a team player, but it does matter a little bit. You don't want to make the guy angry. So I'm willing to see what it looks like with Trevor Story. If he's playing a really good shortstop and kind of relieving Devers from going to his left more than he has been the last couple times. Yeah, I'm willing to see what it looks like. And I think the Red Sox are too.
I do want to push back a little bit on the left field being as important as third base defensively factor there. It's left field at Fenway Park. Like we saw Yoshida play that there. He's not great by any means, but he never looked like Hanley Ramirez there either. Like it's not a ton of ground.
He didn't.
You have Sadon or Jaron Duran, whoever you want in center field. He can cover a lot of that ground too to make up for the lack of Yoshida's speed. So that's the one thing there. I think third base is a bit more significant of a defensive position than left field is.
I get it, but I don't even think the Red Sox think that he's a good defender. So like, why? I don't even think that they would go down that route and put him out there full time. It just doesn't make any sense.
I just maximizes your lineup. That's kind of, maybe that's how I'm looking at it too, and why like there's a disconnect with this and some other people. I'm kind of looking at it. I don't think that the defense is meaningless, but you're already improving it if you have Alex Bregman at second base. Like it's already it was a black hole last year. It was a black hole last year.
Yeah.
So you're already improving it. But the best lineup that the team has, you have Bregman, you have Devers, you have Yoshida, you have Casas in it. And the only way that you can configure that is if you're putting Raffy at third base. The other thing that you can do, if you really want Campbell, if you think Campbell's ready and you're ready to play him there, it's not like he can't play the outfield also. And you can play there. Sure. You can put Campbell in left and you can put Yoshida as your DH then. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why
I'm fine with that.
I don't know why you think the Red Sox would ever accommodate anything for Masataka Yoshida. What evidence have they shown that they are willing to get him play time ever? Like once. I've said it so many times, like on this show, they hate him. Like they hate him as a player so much. They think he like is fucking trash incarnate at baseball, at least defensively. They fucking can't stand this guy. They went a 10-day period last season in a row where he didn't see a game. That's how much they fucking hate this guy.
Yeah.
Like they platooned him as a DH. And like they're gonna keep Campbell out to like play Yoshida in what fucking universe? It's not gonna happen. As far as like what I think is gonna happen opening day, honestly, I think they're gonna rip the Band-Aid off. I think Bregman's gonna be the third baseman opening day. I think Devers is gonna be DHing. It's one of the things where like it's like you said, Justin, like where you don't want Devers to be angry. I don't know, man. What's worse, like the Band-Aid being ripped off now? Or like Devers plays at third for a month, is still bad at it, and then they just make the swap and put Bregman there afterwards. I feel like that's worse.
Well, I
disagree with that. I actually agree with that.
I don't think so either, because if he's really bad for a month, you have a body of work to point to and be like, listen, it's not getting better.
7 years of a body of work now you can point to. What does that change?
I know, but
Devers is still delusional. He believes in his own defensive abilities.
If he can't be average at best with Story next to him, then you got to sit him down and be like, listen, the situation is not getting any better. We're not getting a better shortstop next to you defensively. At least not this year.
There might not be a better one in the league right now.
Really don't. I don't think there is either. I mean, I think it's close between a couple other guys, but that's a different conversation for a different day. I just, you got to look at it and be like, listen. And I feel like Devers would understand better if he's actually seeing the performance he's having in any given month.
He still thinks he's a good defensive third baseman right now.
And that's fine.
He's like,
that's fine.
I mean, do you want him? do you want him to be like, nah, I'm a piece of shit. Fuck me, right?
No, I don't.
Yes,
but like, I don't
I
think
mean-
he's magically going to think that if they replace him a month or two in, even if he is bad, he's not going to view it that way. He's an athlete.
Hogdale, I like this. It's not too often that you and I align here, but no, you're right. Like that's exactly what should and what will happen. The fan base getting on Devers, can't wait to get moved off. There's nothing good comes out of that at all. I think spring training is a time where there's a lot more time. This is a David Ortiz, pull him aside conversation. This is Alex Cora, David Ortiz, take him out to dinner, have a nice long conversation about how it's going to elongate, the productivity. He's got the bum shoulder that they're talking about how it's going to help him be more productive. That the opposite being true, that you played your way off the position. That's not good mid-year. The first error he makes at Fenway Park, that's a really costly error. That's not good, right? Because everyone in the world is like, well, why the hell do we have, and you got to remember too, is you still have David Hamilton looking to play second base, who I still swear Alex Cora loves him. He loves him. So whether
He's a good player.
Yeah, like he's got to play somewhere. Yoshida can't play. He's got to play a little left field, but so too might Hamilton. I mean, so I really think that they'll give a little time. I think those learning curves are going to, that learning opportunity, that's time to switch, is going to happen in spring training. I think Alex Bregman is your third baseman on opening day. And I think Devers, because he's following the footsteps of Big Papi, that makes the transition easy. If Ron Ronicky was the manager, maybe not. But I think Cora that's really all he's ever known is Cora as his manager. It's in his best interest, and I think he'll understand that.
It also is worth saying that Cora loves getting dudes their days off. Like, Raffy's still going to play third.
Thank you.
Like, he's still going to play because, Bregman will get days off. It's like, okay, Raffy, go slide over to third this day. And, maybe we'll move Bregman over to DH or move whoever he wants to get off their feet a day for DH. So it's not like he's never going to see the position again.
Right.
But I do think opening day, I think where they're at, I feel like they wouldn't be using as harsh of language as they have been recently in regards to moving Raffy off or the discussion of moving Raffy off if they weren't serious about it, because why would they piss him off?
Yep.
Well, why would they also, just going to that though, why would they not communicate this with him either? Just because something makes sense to us doesn't mean that the Red Sox are going to do that, because this should have been if their options this offseason were basically just limited to Bregman and Nolan Arenado, who you emphatically cannot put in another position. Yeah. Why is this just coming up now with this?
I genuinely have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
I genuinely have no idea.
But what if you don't sign Bregman?
But it's you think Raffy's
you trade for Arenado and you have a guy that's even harder to move off the position.
Yeah, because do they think Raffy doesn't see the rumors? They think they can't put two and two together of what they're hunting
it's
for?
not like he had no clue that this situation might come up.
But he promised something.
But to me, that's what makes it more. That's what makes it more insulting, because he sees it. He sees what they're trying to do.
But that's disingenuous to say he was promised. The guy who promised it no longer works for the Boston.
Yeah, but everybody else that is still there. You think that Chaim was the only person telling him that? Oh, the contract is actually invalid now because Chaim Bloom isn't with the team anymore. It doesn't work that way.
I think when Alex Cora is saying that, I think that kind of is mostly the sentiment is, if the guy who made you those promises is no longer here, that happens in every job you've ever been in. If someone promised you a shift that you want, some hours that you want, and that's no longer your manager, it doesn't matter that it is what it is now. And the reality is, if he didn't have long-term security, then I think it could snowball and spiral, because you're hurting his way to make future income. The fact that he has that long-term extension, he's got his money, and he's paid very handsomely. No
he'll
matter
get over
what.
it.
I
truly believe he will get over it. But Raffy has every right to be pissed, to be
sure.
Because if I'm Raffy and Cora said that to me, the guy who gave you that promise isn't here anymore, I'd tell him to go fuck himself. I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay, it's I'm allowed to be mad that you lied to my face. You did lie to my face. We can acknowledge that. It is the business where lying happens, and we can move past this, but acknowledge that you lied to my fucking face. That is what happened. Absolutely, without question.
I can't. I find it hard to believe that Cora didn't say something about being the future third baseman when he was extended. I find that very hard.
There's no way it was just Chaim saying that.
There is no way.
Chaim isn't here. Who is here is 99% of the Red Sox front office and personnel.
Okay. let's say that's true, right? Let's say that's true. That doesn't mean Craig Breslow has to pay for the sins of a mistake if someone was in.
No, Craig's making the right call. I'm not saying he's making the wrong call. I'm just saying Raffy has the right to be mad about it.
But
That's
it's not. But if
Yeah.
Craig Breslow said this is not the way we're gonna structure our team, that's not a lie. That truthfully is. There's a change in leadership, and they don't see that as the best way to field the team. So therefore, it's a crappy situation for what he anticipated.
Why wasn't this communicated then?
Why would you? I don't think there's any reason to, though.
I think
if
being
you knew
transparent.
you were getting somebody that was going to be a better third baseman than him, I think you communicate that.
But you didn't acquire. You can't have the conversation until you acquire that player.
If you have two plans, you know Arenado isn't going anywhere, and these are the possibilities that you have in front of you. Communicate it.
We know for a fact they had locked in. If they weren't getting Bregman, they were getting Arenado. Like we knew that was happening.
Yeah,
that was a thing that was going to happen.
Yeah, but there's no way that you can control if you wake up in the morning, you open your phone, and you look, oh crap, Nolan Arenado was traded last night to pick your team, right? Now
they knew that he wasn't available. They knew he wasn't going anywhere.
Because there's no trade clause. He said, "I'm going to Boston or nowhere else." He was already traded to Houston, and he said, "Fuck you, I don't want to go to Houston."
Right. My point is, but you never know when plans change, when opinions change. He doesn't want to be in St. Louis. Like the interview, I don't know if you guys saw his interview.
Super awkward. Super.
Whoa, that was really awkward.
But if I'm just saying, if you are planning this, and this is a possibility, and you know that there is even more than a 50% chance that you end up doing this, you have the conversation.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would.
Because they treat Raffy like he's an idiot who doesn't know how to read rumors.
If you thought Campbell was going to come up and play third base and the guy's within your organization already, then that's a different beast. But if things don't pan out, clearly I don't think the Red Sox were enamored with Nolan Arenado. I think
but he was their backup plan. That's why they went with Bregman for a reason, but he was very clearly their backup plan.
Right. But things don't always fall. Look, listen to Craig Breslow. We have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like that's what he stated. So if it doesn't work out the way you think, you just pissed off your superstar for nothing.
Or you told him that this was a possibility and that it didn't amount to anything. He still gets to play third base. The communication was had. You've had Brady. You've had difficult conversations with people before. You've had to tell someone that you weren't in love with them and that you were never going to talk to them again. And you had to see their heartbreak in front of you, and you had to deal with that.
Yes,
you know that you are doing them a favor by giving them the truth. By giving them the reality. We do not like your defense. We do not like your defense here. We are looking for a replacement. You are still getting $300 million or whatever. I'm still going. You are getting dicked down on the side. You were having
hold on.
Time. We're all having fun.
But
we're all having fun, Brady.
Using your analogy is like, look, I tell the girl, look, there's not one.
It doesn't have to be a girl, Brady. I'm not judgmental.
Me.
Listen, or Justin, there's two other potential people, let's put it out there, that I have my eye on both of them, right? And I really like them more than I like you. But I don't know if I'm getting either one of them. So if it doesn't work out,
pathetic. That just makes you sound like you aren't comfortable being alone, so you need your safety net pity fuck on the side.
That's Devers as my pity fuck third baseman is what you're basically saying right now.
Yes. That's not. Why should Raffy Devers be okay being a pity fuck? And not knowing he's a pity fuck. You're telling Raffy he's your future wife, Brady.
Yeah. In both situations, he's still a pity fuck. But like you're just letting him know your honest opinion of him beforehand.
Yes,
I can't do that.
That's way more respectable.
Is it though?
Way more respectable. That is a fuckboy move not to tell
instead
him.
of basically letting him find out via the media or via a trade happening. Like
guys, I've been married for 21 years. I got to be real with you. I don't know the rules, right? No. I haven't been in that predicament, way back when. But I can tell you right now, I don't think I would want to tell my highest paid player, I don't really like you there. I'll let you stay if the other shit doesn't work out. But just so we're on the, up front, I'm going to piss you off bad, but it may not happen. So don't worry about it.
But they still
I would prefer, if you were doing this regardless. That is so sneaky not to do it. That is so weaselly
because the thing
not
is,
to do it.
It's
just be upfront with the guy. I think that's what everybody wants.
Because his defense sucks.
He doesn't though.
He genuinely does crazy. Not. Wait, hold on. You
He
think
doesn't know it.
thinks
He
he's a good-
obviously doesn't know it, or this
He
would
just
be an issue.
during that media session. It's like I play third, bro.
Okay,
Like, he
I,
thinks
I,
it's
I
amazing.
think I think if I was him, I would look at my as his defense. If I was Devers, I would look at my defense and be like, it's not where I want it to be, but it's definitely something I can improve on, because that's definitely how guys like this think. 100%.
Connor Wong thinks the same way, but it's not
Different
fucking true.
conversation. Completely different conversation.
Connor Wong is
Completely
making
different.
$300
I
million.
would throw
Yes.
Connor Wong in the
Yes.
garbage disposal.
You're jumping on the train late, my friend, because I've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
So have I, though. I've been on the train
So-
for a while.
Hey, maybe
He
we
does-
can detour this for a little bit, because there are other things that happened with
pity
the
fuck Devers. Oh my
That was the funniest thing, actually. Called him a pity fuck. That's fucked up.
That's wild. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
That was really good. Oh, God. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Carlos Narvaez, what'd you guys think of that, huh?
Yeah.
What'd you think of him as the catcher? Anybody watch that?
He's
And
coming for Wong's job, man. He wants it. And I'll give it to him too. That's fine.
He can have it.
Looks like a
Day
catcher.
is.
one. Opening day, please.
Yep.
have that.
Dude, I
would
love Carlos
love-
Narvaez. It's so nice to see a cat, and again, it's grapefruit. Like this is peak grapefruit league
right.
coverage right here, guys. You know, it's crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
But like seeing a catcher like actively trying to frame every pitch is so beautiful. It's just so nice. It's just something Connor Wong does not fucking do, and it always pisses me off where he doesn't even make a half-assed attempt at framing. He's like, yeah, you just catch the ball, fucking lazy, no attention to
What's the
detail,
sound effect of him?
loser.
Yeah,
Did
do
you
the
do
sound
that
effect
during
thing.
your stream whenever he like misses a frame? You go, yeah.
Yeah, it's because it is. It's what he fucking does. And like piece of Swiss cheese, one of the worst blockers in the league. And like, yeah, Carlos Narvaez, man, he looks like a real catcher back there. And that's something I cannot ever say about Connor Wong when I watch him defensively.
Yeah, it's not great.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
defend Wong and say I love him if he's your number 2 catcher. And
Sure.
he's not there behind the plate every game. I would love a good fielder, though. I would love a good fielder to be your regular guy there. You know,
Me too.
like 102 games there for Narvaez, 60 for Wong. I'm fine with that. Please, that sounds great. Keep
Yeah.
them all fresh. You know, we're all having a good time.
Throw Sable a couple games in there too. I don't mind him. I don't
Sable
mind him.
can
As a
play
third
other
catcher.
positions, though. I mean, people are going to get hurt. You're going to need to rest guys. So I like.
Yeah.
I think that was a good acquisition. Like he's looked
He's
good.
from the Giants, right? That guy.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what? Never mind. Fuck him. He can go. He can
No,
go
we took him from
rock.
them. No, he's
We saved him, right? We saved
purified
him. All right,
Yeah,
all right.
we
He can stay.
down.
He can stay. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
do you think? I think the answer is kind of obvious here. If they pluck a defensive-minded catcher, well, he's not defensive though, is he? He's more of a. Is he a
He's
back
like
first?
yeah, he's like Wong 2.0. He's like more defensive.
But-
He's like
but
Wong
clearly-
than Wong is.
But Bailey knows him, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
sort of.
So that's kind of, I would think a reasonable. You wouldn't want a horrible defensive catcher because you kind of already have that. You know
He's
what
like
I
your
mean?
third string guy. Like if things go according to plan, he's not going to be. He's not making the opening day roster, right?
Center
No.
field.
No.
Try him out.
Blake Sable. We're still talking about Blake Sable, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
He
Okay.
exists.
Okay.
He's a player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big
He's
fan.
definitely. Yep. 2 legs, 2 arms, 10
Yeah.
fingers, 10 toes.
I'm
think-
done with Connor Wong, man.
Yeah.
more
We do have a
Connor Wong.
couple of other things that we can talk about here that we haven't even recycled because they're news. There's actually news that happened, and 45 minutes into the show, we're getting to that. They signed 2 free agents, minor league deals with spring training invitations. First one is old friend Adam Ottavino.
Mhm.
double
I-
zero.
I like that signing. I
Yep.
think that was very sharp. I think that there are some openings in the bullpen, and he doesn't have options, but you have a bunch of other guys that do have options. You have spot room on the 40-man roster, and if he gets hurt, okay, like that's fine. That's fine. We'll put you on the IL and bring up one of these other guys. He
True.
wasn't that bad last year. If you look at doesn't his Fangraphs have a lot of red on it or something?
It does.
Ottavino?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it has some. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Good veteran presence. They don't have a ton of those there, but beyond Hendricks, like I think it's a perfectly
Different look,
fine
too.
move.
He gives a nice different look to the
Yeah.
to the bullpen. I like it. I like it.
Hates Shohei Ohtani.
Does he?
Yeah, remember he struck the last time Ottavino was on the Red Sox, he struck out Ohtani, said happy birthday bitch or something like that. You remember
He
that?
did do
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then the 2000 like the season did not go well for Ottavino after that happened. I
No.
remember
No,
that.
it was horrible, actually.
No. He
That
played
was
himself
a
out of
mistake.
Boston, but
That was a
that
mistake.
was big mistake.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done
But,
it, that's for sure.
Yeah, the second one was after Zach Penrod had some elbow trouble, and it sounds like he's not going to need surgery, but he's going to be out for a while. Probably
bummer.
60-day DL or IL, whatever it's called now, and that opens up a spot. And they brought in Matt Moore, that has repeatedly, I have been told that the Red Sox need to sign him like every offseason. Well, you guys finally got him. It's coming off of a really bad 2024. He's on the older side, but I see no reason not to do it. That's a guy that's had success. He's had success in the AL East. Veteran lefty. Any thoughts on Matt Moore?
I genuinely forgot that Matt Moore was still playing baseball. I did not realize that his name, because he's been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
Like, this was playing
Yeah.
forever.
He
I'm
was
like,
I
drafted
remember
in
him.
2007.
I think I remember him from the 2011 Rays team when the Red Sox got eliminated that year.
yep, he had a 2.89 ERA that year. on that Rays
Insane.
team.
That's
Um,
crazy.
dude,
And he's
like,
only
yeah.
35. He's not like 40 like some
Yeah.
other pitchers we've seen. You
He
know,
broke
which is
in-
crazy.
Rookie.
Yeah, he broke
Yeah.
in the league super early. He broke in at 22, so that's why he's been playing for a fucking eternity.
Yeah. Good for him.
Good for Matt Moore, man. Happy for him.
Yep.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Pumped.
So
I'm
that's
just really, really pumped.
Yeah,
He's
that's our
lucky.
other free agent there. We've got another competition that might be starting up also because it sounds like Cutter Crawford is reading between the lines. It sounds like he's not going to be ready by opening day, something with his kneecap, and they don't want him to fuck up his arm because he's trying to overcompensate with his knee or whatever. So sounds like he's going to be a little late to the party. And Brand Bayo's a little bit behind schedule too. I'm not as convinced with Bayo that it's good. And I might eat my words on this. He was doing like a strength test or something today to see how his arm was at. I don't think that that's a sure thing. But say both of them are out. There's an opening all of a sudden for the number 5 starter on the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a few options that could fill this in. You've got Richard Fitz, you've got Quinn Priester, you've got Cooper Criswell, you've got Hunter Dobbins, you've got Michael Fulmer to a lesser extent there. Who would you guys? This is I know what my I don't have an answer on this yet, if I'm being totally honest, because these are all like guys that I'd be like, no, that checks out. I could see them using him there. Who would you like just right now, February 23rd? Who would you want to see be that number 5 starter?
Rich Hill.
Shut the fuck
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Me
Bad
personally,
I can't
Why?
suspend you, but I would if I could.
Why?
Oh,
We just
God.
had this conversation. Teach him a knuckleball, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
If he was
Yeah.
good enough,
He doesn't throw
140.
It doesn't matter. He can control the knuckleball, which is something that no one else can do. No, Quinn Priester. Get my man up. Pumping 97 plus. Just make me proud. I have so much stock in Quinn Priester. I love him so much. This is his opportunity to really show the world why the Red Sox have probably one of the deepest rosters in baseball.
I desperately want Quinn Priester to be filling that spot. Here's the thing: is like what I want is Quinn Priester because I'm really excited to see him this year, and I want to see like what after a full off season of working with Andrew Bailey, tweaking him in the lab, what he'll look like. What I think they'll do is Michael Fulmer, and that makes me want to kill myself because they're going to want to justify themselves, being like, "Oh yeah, we brought Michael Fulmer in, man, the 2-year fucking rehab depth option. We got to continue to show this works properly. We want to give Quinn Priester as much time as possible this season because we're fucking pussies. Let's get a veteran in there." So yeah, Michael Fulmer, that's the guy.
You guys are making me feel better about my gut, which was Quinn Priester, but I agree with you, Hogdale, that it's not going to be Priester. I don't think it's going to be Fulmer, though. I think it's going to be Cooper Criswell.
And
Really?
that's exactly who the fuck I want because this is the most overlooked starting pitcher. It's like if he doesn't throw 99, then he's useless. If he's not an ace, then he's a nobody. He goes out, he gives you a chance to win. He's not going to throw 7. You're not going to have a number 5 starting pitcher on most teams give you like 7 2/3. Like, no, that's not real. He's going to give about 5 innings, and he's going to keep in the game, and he does it pretty much every time he goes out. He gives you an opportunity to win. Quinn Priester, love him. Keep it going. I don't like that kid. That's a little bit of a pressure right to start. I don't want to push it. It's cold in Boston, start in April. Let it continue it a little bit. To me, I think what he's done last year, he deserves the opportunity. Is he going to stay in that? No, because as soon as some healthy guys come back, he's going to get pushed out. But I think he's earned it.
I will say,
Brady, you're a handsome man. You're making a good point. Can I tell you why I would prefer him not to do that?
Of course.
And it's because I want Cooper Criswell in the honorary Chase Anderson role.
He's better
I want
than that.
him to come out of the pen and salvage. Because that's the thing. I want him on the opening day roster. I want him as a part of your pitching staff.
What the hell?
That was weird. I want him to be on your team. I just don't need him to be in that rotation. I don't need him to be making starts because what he does is more valuable saving your bullpen. And he doesn't throw hard, you're right. So you can use him more without worrying about hurting him.
I will say you're also over-exaggerating Cooper Criswell's abilities. 5 innings is not accurate. It's more like 3.5 to 4 on the average Cooper Criswell outing where he will only allow one run.
Perfect for Chase Anderson.
But when he started games, he would usually go 3.5 to 4 innings max. Like
when he started out in April, he had 3 starts April last year, 4 innings, 5 innings, 5 innings, right? And in those starts, combined, he let up 3 earned runs. Whoa, get this guy off my team. He sucks, right?
I don't think he sucks, but I don't think the Red Sox are fucking coming their pants in an opportunity to shove Cooper Criswell back in the rotation.
We've been over this. The Chase Anderson role is valuable in its own right. There's nothing there. We're not saying this to be degrading at all. There's something very valuable about a Chase Anderson role.
I'd die for Chase Anderson. I don't think I'm exaggerating by saying that. I love him.
Chase Anderson held so much more value than a guy like Josh Winkowski. and it's not even fucking close. And Chase Anderson, his numbers weren't jumping off the page, but the fact that he could kind of give a little relief to your relievers, so to say, there's something very valuable about that, and that is something that a guy like Cooper Criswell can really excel at, I think.
The funniest thing about Josh Winkowski is he's as bad as he is, and he was one of the guys who was most resistant to Andrew Bailey's teachings. Being this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm not going to get on the program.
Yeah.
This guy sucks.
It's like Ron Swanson being in Home Depot and be like, I know more than you. No, actually, but no, you don't. But no, you don't at all.
Be if I went to the Home Depot and was I know more than you. It's no, you fucking.
Yeah. Winkowski needs to go back to the Royals. Right,
Royals or the Mets or the Blue Jays or something it's just not he's kind of in a John Schreiber-y situation too, where they do have an excess of arms like his, and it's not even just on the 40 man. It's in AAA, it's in AA even. Teams like him. I think that if he had the right pitching coach that actually vibed with him, he'd be okay. But I don't think Boston's the place.
The key difference between Winkowski and Schreiber is that Schreiber was good here.
Winkowski was good in 2023.
Nah.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't think it's about him being good or not. I think it's about him being allergic to help, to advice, to guidance. I don't see how that's something that you would want on your team when you have someone who could take his roster spot that would probably love to hear what Patrick Andrew Bailey has to say and everybody else. I don't know. That's how I look at it.
Give me Coop.
How about no Dick Fitz, huh? No Dick Fitz love.
I'd be okay with him there. He looked fine pitching today.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I think he's better.
I think you could.
Me too.
I think Cooper Criswell's long-term spot is long men in the pen, right? That's where he's
Chase Anderson. Yeah.
But no, Chase was my mop-up guy. I want, that's when you're down by 7 and the starter gets knocked out.
Or up by 7.
Or up by 7.
Yeah. And now, human victory cigar /
right. I just
human white flag.
To me, I kind of look at it as you can do both, right? But if you it's hard to keep a guy down there to start the year and throwing 2-3 innings at a clip and then say, now give me 5 innings, right? Like I think that's hard on a starting pitcher. I'd rather work the other way around. Plus, a lot of these young guys, let them build up a little bit early in the year. I'd rather be a little more gentle. But
You're always
whatever.
gentle.
I am.
You're a gentle man.
I am. Big fan of Coop.
Gentle giant.
I just want to see. I want to be on the Quinn Priester train. He.
Fuck yeah.
I'm so excited to see him.
Fuck yeah, Hogdale. Let's go. That's right.
Yeah. 97.
Fuck yeah, 97 plus. Let's get it. Let's get it. He put on 15 to 20 pounds of muscle this offseason.
Who didn't put on fucking 15 to 20 pounds of muscle this offseason? I swear to God, every one of them.
I put on 20 to 15 pounds of fat.
David Hamilton.
Good point.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still skinny.
Yeah. Vaughn Grissom, man. He's going to break out, apparently.
Yeah.
Pounds of muscle.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into it. No, Ed, end this before.
Yeah. I mean, I've got another note here. If you guys wanna hear about this one, I just wrote Sedan. I am being slandered. That's what my note says, and I can explain that a little bit more. I'm being slandered because I like him as a super utility guy, and
me too,
not as a everyday center fielder. And people seem to be taking that as I think he should be on the bench, and that's not what I mean. This is what my question for you guys is. And it's a real question. It's a real discussion to have. And I certainly see both sides of it. What is more valuable? Being good at a bunch of positions or being great at one? And I think that the answer to that depends on which team you're at. And the way that the Red Sox are structured right now, they don't need him to be great at center field because you have other guys that can play center field. You have Jarren Duran there, who is a Gold Glove level center fielder as well. What this does, though, by having him alternate a series of positions that he is good but not great at, allows you to maximize your lineup. It allows you to get Yoshida at bats, so maybe you can trade him one day. It maybe allows you to get Kristen Campbell in the lineup. It allows Devers to get time at third base if he really needs it. This maximizes your roster. If he is just playing center field and you're not going to move him out no matter what, then you're committing to it, and that's fine, but you've got a lot of other parts that you really can't move around as well as him. You can play Rafaela every day doing that. And also people are going to get hurt. So when that happens, you just plug him into whatever position it is that you need to. I think that the versatility, especially early in the season, is a lot more valuable than just putting him in center. I think he needs to get his at-bats regardless. I think that you need to have him in the lineup, if you're playing 7 days a week, for whatever reason this week, he's in there for 6 of them. But I just don't see the need to have him in center field every game. And you guys can disagree with me on that if you want. I get it.
I agree with you. I
don't want to be slandered. I don't want to be slandered here. What?
I said, is there even a single person here that disagrees with you? Well, I'm honestly
who's
and why am I being slandered?
Who's slandering you
on Twitter? I don't know.
I'm being slandered.
I'm not
point him out.
Reputation.
Point him out.
Damage. Is it slander or is it libel if it's on Twitter? I don't know. I'm not very smart. But
you point him out and I'll kill them.
I think the way you presented it, Ed, makes sense, right? It's fair, right? I understand. I don't think the Boston Red Sox see it that way. I don't know if Alex Cora sees it that way. I don't know,
which is crazy. I
don't know if they're afraid of him bouncing around impacts his bat, right? I don't know. If they feel like outfield to infield to outfield, left side, right side, infield. Like if everyone, because my God, if he's not an all-star at the plate, then he's horrible. Get him out of here, right?
No, he's a good player.
He's a very good player. He's a very good player.
As a non-starter.
2.8 BWAR for his rookie year. That's hard to do.
I hard disagree that he's a hard disagree that he's a non-starter. I agree with Ed that, obviously the Red Sox disagree. They paid him and extended him.
The Red Sox.
No, but do they? They gave him super utility guy money. He's getting paid $8 million. Like that's not. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of guys who are everyday players who are making $8 million a year. That not everyone has to make $25 million a year. He's a solid player. He's most useful as a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
I don't know if that does impact his bat some. In which case, if it does a little bit, then I hope the slander people on Sedan lay off a little bit, because it may not be as easy as we think to go from right side, left side, infield, outfield, and go like this and improve your eye at the major level. Like, I'm working on a lot here. Most guys don't have to do what I have to do, right? They don't. So therefore, have the expectations that are real. He should be playing 5 days a week. Where he's playing,
but in different positions, you're saying, right?
That's what serves the Red Sox best. That's best of the Red Sox. So I don't know if that's best for him.
I would agree with that.
If he played center field every day and you never move them, I believe his bat would play up better than it currently is.
Yeah.
That I believe.
I'm very upset that I'm not the one getting the slander for this take, because I feel like I'm the one who's been pushing this narrative the hardest. I feel like I'm the one who's been fucking spearheading this narrative that, like, listen, I like Cedon. I like Seti. You know, I like that he's tried to improve himself this offseason. If I hear the sentence at some point this season, we can't bring Roman Anthony up, we got to get Cedon playing time, I will stab that person.
That's crazy.
I will debate. I might maul them with my bare hands, because I'm sorry, no. Absolutely fucking not. Yeah. In no universe are you holding back Roman Anthony from getting playing time for Cedon. What has he done to show that he can keep him back? Him specifically, Roman Anthony or Christian Campbell, those guys who the entire organization believe have superstar ceilings. Mm-hmm. And I like Cedon a lot. That's why I want him to be a super utility guy so he still gets playing time. I'm not saying he should be a bozo bench bat who never plays, but Anthony and Campbell are right there. We know what kind of talents those guys are. He hasn't done enough to hold those guys back.
I agree. I mean, I don't even know how you could really debate it the other way. Right.
So,
you know what I mean? I think Romy Gonzalez, that his job is in jeopardy with the Red Sox when that time comes. The only thing is then I'd like to have Cedon, who you wouldn't think you'd be wasting him at first base, but someone's got to be able to play a little first base on a day Cassis needs the day off.
You know who I think can do that?
Bregman.
You can put Bregman there. You can probably figure it out with Raffy, like one of those guys.
Raffy would be great.
Connor Wong got a bunch of time at first base last year.
And that kind of makes sense, right? You have Connor Wong at first base. You keep his bat in the lineup here and there, like at certain spots.
Yeah, he's a good hitter.
Give me Nathan Hickey.
He looked good.
He looked really good at first base. I'm telling you right now. He looked really good.
Yeah, he's not a catcher anymore. Sorry. Like, I know he takes a lot of pride in that, but he's not Raffy. We're taking pride in it is a valid argument.
No.
Play first base, Nathan, please.
So if Cedon gets 450 plate appearances in a super utility role and puts up a 765 OPS, is everybody happy?
Mm-hmm. I'm thrilled with that, honestly.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
765. That's really good.
How about like 100
points better than what he did last year?
How about like 7? He might play into his ceiling a little bit, but how about like a 740, 735 OPS? I think that's still pretty good, right?
I'd still be very happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty realistic for him, honestly. He may be making adjustments at the plate. I don't think he's going to take the next step and just be fucking Mookie Betts in a year. I don't think he'll ever be Mookie Betts, but
feel free to prove us wrong, by the way, Seti.
Yeah, no, please do. And awesome. I will personally give Cezanne Rafaela a gift basket if
that's nice.
I wish I think we all wish we had a brother as supportive as Cezanne's brother. Cezanne.
I wish I had one family member that was supportive of it.
Like that's the guy he rides for his fucking brother. And you know what?
He's doing the right thing. He's doing
that's what I would do if my fucking
He's doing what I would do too. Exactly. Good point. Yep.
But yeah, nothing against Cedon, man. I just
yeah.
It really is not an insult to say you got to get out of center field permanently, like as your full, because Roman Anthony's coming up. Yeah, that's tough. That's not.
It's like right. And it's not like your center field defense is horrible. Like Jarren Duran was a 90th percentile outfielder last year at center.
Yeah,
he was one of the best defensive center fielders in the league at the role.
And that's playing left field and Fenway. You can argue really, not even a hard argument, say you're kind of wasting a very good defender's playing time where half your games are in a position that you can't even really utilize your skill. It's just the truth. It limits what you get out of Jarren Duran.
This all gets it's interesting because with the narrative going into the offseason, I don't think it was a question about Cedon being the center fielder because we were all assuming William or Brady was getting traded. And then that didn't happen.
I'm
And then that
floored
didn't
that he's still
happen.
on the team.
I still can't believe he's here.
I know.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
I
I know.
cannot believe he's here. It's
We-
never
Well, he's
about
not.
worth of his
He has like
ability.
a tummy ache or something now. Or like
Yeah,
a
no,
stomach
that's
virus or
he has like
whatever.
a neurovirus or something like that.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Because-
that I
That
don't need to
sucks.
minimize it.
Because
That
right
sucks.
now, like as
No,
it
that sucks.
stands, like there's like we're gonna have a useful player right now being the odd man out that you're gonna potentially lose for nothing. Like to me, like a trade has to be coming still of some kind.
Mhm.
Maybe not with Willier, but with someone.
Maybe at the deadline. I
I feel like it's gonna have to be sooner than that. Honestly, it's
It has
just
to be
yeah.
before the season starts. Right now, like
mean,
if you look at the number of guys, like right now, like Hamilton or Romy, like your days are numbered. There aren't enough
I
spots
think you can
on the
option
team.
Romy. I think Romy might have an option.
think
I'm
he
not
does,
sure
too.
on that one, so don't quote
Does
me. but
Romy
I
have an
think
option?
Romy
Okay,
might
that
have
might
an
be-
option left.
Okay,
I don't think Hamilton's going anywhere, dude.
I
think I could see Hamilton getting traded for like a good reliever.
I
I could see that.
I don't want him. I really would like to have that
thing
on my
is,
bench a
with
lot.
Sadon in the super utility role, like, and he's obviously still fast. He does a lot of things that David Hamilton does, but obviously David Hamilton is the best base stealer on the team. Like we all agree
Yeah.
with that. And
Yeah,
I
it's
like
crazy
him a lot.
Considering Durant is on the team too, that you have a guy
Absolutely.
that's a better base stealer than him.
That's the
That's
thing with
insane.
Duran, which is funny. Duran's a very good base stealer. I don't think he's a natural base stealer. I don't think
No.
he has like the natural instincts. David Hamilton has the like some of the best base stealing instincts I've ever seen.
He's the
Yeah.
smoothest base runner I think I've ever seen. Honestly, Hamilton. He's
Just-
up there with he's like Dave Roberts tier, and when it comes to not necessarily stealing, but just watching him run the bases is like
Just don't put him at shortstop.
crazy.
No.
For the
Just
love of
don't-
God, just
please
don't put him at
Once a week.
shortstop.
Please.
Once
no.
a
Didn't he
week.
start today
You
at
can do it once
shortstop?
a week.
They
No, he
did.
was second base today.
Oh,
He
was
did
that
yesterday. He did yesterday. I remember
No,
watching
I don't
it.
even want to
His
see it
arm
in
looked
spring
better.
training. Don't, please.
Did his
Dude,
arm look
like-
any better?
No. The thing is, like, about David Hamilton, like, and I say this every time, but like, we genuinely missed the playoffs because of the week and a half he played at shortstop. Like, we lost like 4 or 5 games because purely of putrid shortstop defense.
Yeah. Romy Gonzalez has 2 options left. So
Oh,
Okay.
great. That's awesome.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
That is a
it's like
bummer for him,
even
though,
better.
because Romy's another guy I like. Romy's good.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's
Romy
he's
deserves
fine
to
in the
be-
role he serves. Yeah.
He deserves to be in the majors. It's just there's a lot of I don't think
Loaded
people
roster,
quite
man.
realize how much depth is on this team right now. I
Mhm.
really like it's pretty impressive how much they've accumulated.
They have all this depth right now, and like Roman Anthony isn't even slated to be on the team yet, which is
Yeah.
Ed,
Yeah,
but do you think
Campbell
David
Mayer
Hamilton-
and they're not on the 40 man. Yeah,
Do you
sorry.
think Hamilton in trade? Do you think it? I don't think you're going to get back in a reliever as valuable as he is, because a lot of things he does, they don't really transit. You know, he doesn't have a lot of power. Although he did get hot for a little while with power, but
He hit 17 home runs or something like that in AAA. Like he has power.
I
I just
just
think he has more power than you want from a guy as fast as him. But he
I
can
don't
get,
want-
like his power's legit. Like that, he can hit home runs.
I don't want him going anywhere. Like he's definitely a guy that I would like to see play a lot of second base
Yeah.
and left field. Right?
No, I don't disagree. Like that's sort of the problem. If he was a right-handed bat, we're not having this conversation. Like the trouble is though, you have so many second basemen on this team. As is, you have Hamilton, you have Romy, you have Von Grissom,
Who?
you have Meyer coming up, who's going to be a shortstop. You're going to have
I
to
love you,
move
Brady.
people at
I
some
love you
point.
so
You have
much.
like 10 guys.
picking up my mantle.
No.
It is funny. I made this point on the Jared episode. The second we got Alex Bregman, everyone agrees with me about Vaughn because like now genuinely
But
there
he's
is.
still on the team. Like he's
Yeah,
still on the
and
team.
that's the best
No, he's
descriptor
not.
that you could say about Vaughn Grissom is that he's still
Yeah.
on the team.
No, it's not.
I jumped off the bandwagon as hard as any human being could possibly jump off.
Yeah, you got road burn from that jump. Like, you
Yeah.
okay? Like, is your ass sore from that?
No, I'm
Jeez.
okay. No, it's okay.
Yeah, because it's like, there's only one spot. Well, yeah, that's Campbell's spot, obviously. Okay, we're
Yep.
moving forward now.
see ya.
I think you just
Bye.
got to teach Vaughn first base and left field, and just when Romy gets hurt, he
How
replaces
many
Romy or
motherfuckers
something.
are
I don't
playing
know.
left field on this team?
Yeah, I got
yeah.
Hamilton
All of
playing-
them.
wait,
It's
hold on.
that way. They can all do it.
Wait, but I
Yeah,
got
they can all do
Hamilton-
it.
I got
They can
Hamilton
all do
playing
it.
some left field.
Yeah.
I got Yoshida
I want
playing
Hamilton
some
in
left
center.
field.
I want
Yeah, but,
Hamilton in
like-
center where he can just be like his speed can just take full advantage. He doesn't have to worry about the angles.
Devers going to left field.
Devers is going to left.
Yeah.
You heard him
Yeah,
now.
I feel like Devers at left would be like
That's a
Hanley,
pity
only
fuck.
less funny and more just
That is a pity
upsetting.
fuck.
That's a pity fuck, Ed. That's a pity.
That
fuck.
is a pity fuck.
Can I
Yeah,
ask you guys, heart of hearts, genuinely, because like we are well aware about the Red Sox opinion on Masataka Yoshida. How the fuck is this guy getting playing time, knowing their habits? Like, do you guys really think
knowing
he's gonna
their
be playing
habits?
significant games?
I am going to use my my magical psychic powers, and I'm going to just use that to override all of their brains. And he's just going to be the DH and occasionally get left field time because that makes sense to me.
They need him
Yeah.
to have a really good season.
They do.
They really
they
do, so they
keep him-
can justify giving him to somebody else next year.
Can they keep him in extended spring training because rehabbing, working up?
Yeah, they can. They probably can.
I think that's how he starts. And I think they're
Yeah.
hoping that it plays itself out where an injury happens or whatever. Like I think they're going to try to buy themselves a little time.
Yeah,
They're gonna
that would
IL
make
him.
sense.
They're going to IL him absolutely with the shoulder soreness thing they were
Yeah.
talking about.
Yep. Like, oh, he's got a hanging toenail. IL him. Like, you know,
It's funny. It's funny that Yoshida's like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready by opening day. I'm good. And then Cora's like, yeah, we'll see.
His
I
arm
don't
is
know.
falling off from the shoulder socket. Like he cannot throw. Like this guy is fucking ruined.
maybe that really is the best thing to leave him in extended spring training for a little while. Let him either prove to the Red Sox or to other teams in baseball, like, yep, I can play a little left field.
They just hate it. They hate him. They hate him
They
too
do.
much for any viable option for him to play is like to be realistic. That's why, like, for all the offseason, I'm like, DFA him. I know what you guys are going to do. Like, you're not going to play him. You're not going to redeem value on him. Open up the roster spot. Or I guess, but, until you can do that, like, I guess Phantom IL him as long as you can then.
That's what I would do.
Which is like, do that. But,
yeah, it's my move. Yeah. Yep.
Red
Well,
Sox might agree. They love Phantom Island guys.
They
So
do.
I think it's a little harder now. Now that like the Mets got caught doing that last year, or the year before.
Yeah.
Maybe those have Wilyer Abreu just breathe all over him and lick all of he's like, damn, I keep getting the neurovirus. Like, wow, this is tough, man.
Star Red Sox outfielder / DH Masataka Yoshida loses 100 pounds from the norovirus.
Oh, no.
Like, this is terrible, man. We've never seen a case like this
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
I
Damn.
will say, it is nice that, like, for these last roster spots, like, we're arguing over, like, legitimate options. Like, all these guys, like, we
Right.
don't mind seeing
Yeah.
them play.
Yeah.
And it brings me joy.
Yeah. I wish there was a way that we could like DFA him, but not DFA him, if that makes any fucking sense at all. I'm
You
sure
get
it
the
doesn't,
roster spot,
but
but still keep him.
yeah, like he would clear waivers and then be a free agent. I'm assuming. I think that's how that works, right? I don't know. They won't do it, so this is probably like a useless conversation. But
These we'll see where they are in a few weeks.
Yeah,
Honestly, like these log jams have a way of working themselves out.
The thing is, how many guys need to be hurt before
Okay.
Alex Cora is like, yep, I will play Masataka Yoshida? I feel like it's more
everybody.
Like,
Justin, you're missing.
Yeah,
one thing.
I think all of them.
Yeah,
And I think that like who's Cora's favorite player? Like Kike Hernandez. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
love
Kike
him.
is going.
Kike.
Kike is going to get like really sick, and he's going to do like a Make a Wish thing, and his Make a Wish thing is going to be for Alex Cora to play Masa and left. That's going to be the only way that happens.
the most
Yeah.
ridiculous stat ever is that Kike Hernandez played 90 games at shortstop for the Red Sox in 2023.
Yeah, that was
I'll never
bad.
get over that.
Gave me cancer of
Miss you,
the eyes
Zach.
too.
Justin, what if we just do it like where we started with the whole thing? What if you teach Yoshida to throw a knuckleball?
Damn. You know what? You're on to something. You're on to something because I'm sure he has a nasty splitter too. Coming
Full
from
circle,
Japan.
right?
Dude.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel
Splits? Oh my god. That would be awesome.
with injuries, I feel like they're way more inclined to get Roman Anthony up and let him break into the big leagues before they ever play fucking Masataka Yoshida.
Oh yeah, I agree with
Sure.
that.
Like,
Yep.
I was like, all the prospects have to get hurt, and then also like 3 other outfielders already on the big league roster have to get hurt before Cora's like, okay, fine, I'll play Yoshida.
Wait,
Yeah.
but what if Cora gets sick and like he has to take some time off? Then does Masa have a better shot?
No.
No.
David Hamilton is
No.
playing consistent outfield time before Masataka Yoshida without a fucking
100%.
question. I just feel like that's
100%.
not
Yeah.
arguable.
Who plays more games
Vaughn
defensively?
Grissom
this
is
year?
playing left field before Masataka
That's what I'm
Yoshida.
getting at. Vaughn Grissom is going to play in the outfield more innings this year than Yoshida.
I think that's a fair bet to make. I really do. They
Yeah,
hate him. They hate him so fucking much. It's insane.
teach knuckleball.
Oh,
Teach him enough to
So
ball.
on
Yeah. Yep.
on that note, we've hit all the topics that I wanted to today. Is there anything else that we wanna any of you guys want to go into?
I forgot to do the tier lists this weekend, so
Yeah, you got to
I'll
do the tier list.
I'll do
Justin.
it next
Get on the
weekend.
damn
Yeah.
tier list,
I know.
guy.
We've got Lady Red Sox coming on with us next week. So
Yeah,
that'll
yeah.
Let's
Awesome.
Hogdale's lady friend, Lady Red Sox.
One of the biggest supporters of my
Famously.
stream.
It's true. Big supporter of it.
Yeah,
Also one
yep.
of the main subjects of my fan fiction.
Shut the fuck up.
Interesting.
Oh,
And on that note,
I love that
Yeah.
Hogdale Lady Red Sox ship. It's my thing.
yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say,
Get your mind out of the gutter. It's very family friendly. They hold hands at a McDonald's. That's it.
Thank you, Hogdale, for letting me borrow your Ferrari and Lamborghini. I appreciate that.
Yeah, hey man,
Thank
thanks
you.
for spreading the word about that orphanage full of children that was burning that I saved.
Yes.
That was
Yeah, I
No,
appreciate you getting the word out there.
You
Yeah, that
are
was
like
cool.
Superman. Yep.
Boys, I just want to
True.
thank you for the pity fuck for Devers.
You're welcome.
I'm
That
happy that's
really-
in the universe.
Yeah, it made my day. That did.
I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I just want to
All
throw
right.
out there because we've been going for about an hour and 15 minutes. I want to slander the Blue Jays real quick because I've been seeing some people.
Yeah.
But people have been
do
making
it.
their
Do
preseason
it.
predictions and they keep talking up the Blue Jays and they're like, oh, the Blue Jays are actually a sneaky good team, guys. Look at all these dudes. They can have bounce back seasons and they can compete in the American League East. And I just need to stake my flag in the ground right now. The Blue Jays are going to be bad. They're not going to be a good bait. They're going to finish last place in the AL East again. I think that this team is a vibeless, auraless loser franchise. I like Anthony Santander on like basically most other baseball teams that have real vibes. I think his contract is going to be one of those weird ones where it just sucks right away. I think by the end of the year it'll be considered a bad contract. I think everything is going to fall apart. Vlad will have a good year so he can go get paid, but that's about it. Everything else is going to go to shit for the Blue Jays. They suck. They're going to finish last.
Who's the manager?
No, it doesn't
Who
matter.
is their manager actually?
Nobody.
There's only one
Wait,
guy. There's one man on the
John
Blue Jays
Farrell.
that I like, and it's not Vladdy. It's
John
Ernie
Schneider.
Clement. I love Ernie Clement. No, I
Oh,
love my boy Ernie.
brother.
Yeah,
I love my boy Ernie.
I'm looking
No
at John
one,
Schneider.
no one called Ernie has ever been good at anything in life,
He's
except
a
for
good- he's a good
except for the
fielder.
Muppets. Yeah.
I'm looking at John Schneider, and he really is the
What about
perfect
Ernie Banks?
representation.
All right,
I literally
I
just
take
said
that back.
I'm looking at John Schneider, the manager of the Blue Jays. He's like the perfect representation of everything about the Blue Jays. Very high BMI. Looks like a complete fucking tool.
Shout out Chris Smith.
Is his BMI on his manager page?
No, but I can just see it as a fellow high BMI
Yeah.
individual myself. That's a fat
No,
fuck
no,
if I've
no,
ever
no,
seen
no,
one.
no, no, no.
Like, this
no,
guy-
no
this
Hogdale
guy's-
slander.
This guy's going double bacon cheeseburger for double bacon cheeseburger with Alec Manoa in the local McDonald's, man.
Damn, that sounds yummy. I like that.
Like, this team's gonna suck. Like, I'm sorry. The Blue
he looks
Jays,
like
I
a
will.
third base coach. Like he has no business being a manager of an MLB team.
Yeah. To
But here
quote
we
Scott
are.
Steiner, he's fat.
Hogdale
All
flexing
right.
his fat privilege right now.
I can call other people fat because I am fat. That is true. That's how it works.
Brought to you by Beyond the Monster.
Brought to you by Beyond the Goddamn Monster
Yep.
and Chris Henrique. His beautiful face.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Fuck the Blue
Bye.
Jays.